Okay. So in previous lecture we have seen what are generalized eigenvectors. So generalized eigenvectors are nothing but the non-trivial solutions of the equation a minus lambda I raised to m times v is equal to 0, where m is the multiplicity of eigenvalue lambda. Okay. And we have seen some properties of generalized eigenvectors, and we seen one example how to find generalized eigenvectors. Okay. So now today we are going to see what is stable subspace. So this is lecture 40. We are going to see stable subspace theorem. Okay, so first we will define what is mean by stable subspace. Stable subspace a k-dimensional space spanned by the generalized eigenvectors. The generalized eigenvectors corresponding to eigenvalues lambda I, for which mod of lambda I is strictly less than 1 is called a stable subspace. A stable subspace. Okay. So what is the stable subspace? It is a k-dimensional space spanned by the generalized eigenvectors. But that generalized eigenvectors corresponding to only eigenvalues for which modulus of lambda I is less than 1. Okay. So that space we will call as stable subspace. So we will see theorem. What this stable subspace theorem says that stable subspace theorem. It also can be asked as state and proof. Okay. So you have to remember the statement also. This theorem 4.7, stable subspace theorem. What this theorem says that let lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n be not necessarily distinct, eigenvalues of A arranged so that lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k are the eigenvalues with modulus of lambda I is strictly less than 1. Let S be the k-dimensional space spanned by the generalized eigenvectors the generalized eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda k. If U is a solution of equation 4.4, what is my equation 4.4? U at t plus 1 is equal to a times U at t, with U at 0 is in S. Then ut is in S for t greater than equal to 0 and limit t tends to infinity, u of t is also 0. Read the carefully statement. What this statement says that let lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n be not necessarily distinct eigenvalues of A arranged so that, means first k eigenvalues we have written which we have rearranged so that modulus of lambda is less than 1. Remaining we have kept after lambda k. And let S denote the k-dimensional space spanned by the generalized eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k. So we are saying this S is a stable subspace here. Now if U is a solution of equation 4.4, this U at t plus 1 is equal to a times ut with initial point is in S. Initial point where we are considering initial point from stable subspace. If we are having initial point in stable subspace, then we have to prove that U of t is in S and limit t tends to infinity, U of t is equal to 0. Is that okay? The statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Students, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So we will prove this now. So let U be a solution of equation U at t plus 1 is equal to a times ut with u0 initial point is in S. Since A takes every generalized eigenspace, every generalized eigenspace into itself, it also takes S into itself. Is that right? S into itself. Okay. Then U of t is in S for t greater than equal to 0. Is that okay? Because we are considering U as a solution of U at t plus 1 is equal to a times ut with initial point in S, and we know that by properties of generalized eigenspace, every generalized eigenspace maps into itself. So S also maps into itself. Therefore, U of t will be also in S. Now we want to show limit further we want to show limit t tends to infinity ut is equal to 0. So So how we can show this? So choose delta so that maximum of modulus of lambda 1, modulus of lambda 2, modulus of lambda k. What is this? We are saying choose delta so that maximum of this less than delta and which is strictly less than 1. So if we choose delta such that maximum of this is less than delta and less than 1, then as we proceeded in theorem 4.4, there exists constant b. So as proved in theorem 4.4, there exists a constant. We have already proved this constant b strictly greater than 0 such that mod of CIT is less than or equal to b times delta raised to t. This we have proved. Can you recall this? We have started with Putzner algorithm and CIT satisfies that equation 4.7 and 4.8, right? So using that equations, CITs, initial value problems for CITs, we have found that CIT is less than or equal to b times delta raised to t. Can you recall this? For t greater than or equal to 0 and for 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to k. Then by Putzner algorithm, we have, what is my ut? By Putzner algorithm, summation I is equal to 0 to n minus 1 ci plus 1 of t mi times u0.
U0.
So where mi satisfies, which equations mi satisfies? M1, which equations mi satisfies? M0 is equal to, can anybody
Identity.
recall?
I.
M0 is equal to identity and mi is equal to, what is mi is equal to? A minus lambda I times mi minus 1. Is it right? Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Or mi plus 1 is equal to A times lambda I plus 1 times I mi. If I take mi plus 1 this side. So now what is given here? U0 is in S. So U0 is an eigenvector. Is here U0 is given in S. That is U0 is a linear combination of, I can write U0 as a linear combination of generalized eigenvectors, corresponding to which eigenvalues? Corresponding to eigenvalues lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k. Is that right? What is S? S is a space spanned by eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k. Spanned by means it every vector will be in linear combination of generalized eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k. Is that okay? Since our initial point is in S, u at 0 can be written as linear combination of generalized eigenvectors corresponding to this. So let say u0 is equal to say c1 u1 plus c2 u2 plus ck uk, where c1 c2 you write, or instead of, we have already used c1 c2, so we will use alpha 1 alpha 2. Okay, I want to show a linear combination. Let u0 is equal to alpha 1 u1 plus alpha 2 u2 plus and so on alpha k uk, where alpha k's are some constants. Okay, so if u0 can be written as linear combination of this, then what will be mcat u0? Then mcat u0 will be what? What is my mk? By definition, it is a minus lambda 1 I, a minus lambda 2 I, up to a minus lambda k I, right? If I go on iterating, and what is my, that is my operated on u0, so it will be a minus lambda 1, a minus lambda 2 I, lambda 1 I, and so on, a minus lambda k I operated on u0. So what will be this? What is my u0? u0 I have written as linear combination of alpha 1 u1 plus alpha 2 u2 plus alpha k uk. And what are uk's? Uk's I have not mentioned anywhere. Some constants, and ui's are generalized eigenvectors corresponding to eigenvalue lambda I. No. Is that okay? What is my mk? Mk is by this definition. Mk will be a minus lambda k times I, mk minus 1. Again use mk minus 1 definition. It will be a minus lambda k minus 1 times I, and so on. Is that okay? Please reply me so that I can understand whether you are following or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Mk minus 1. Now mk minus 1 is what is mk minus 1? It is a minus lambda k minus 1 times I, mk minus 2. Again a minus lambda k I, a minus lambda k minus 1 times I, and what again mk minus 2 is a minus lambda k minus 2 I into mk minus 3, and so on. So if I go on repeating mk minus 3 and so on, up to m0 I will go. Okay, so up to m0 means a minus lambda k, a minus lambda k minus 1 up to a minus lambda 1 times I. Is that okay? So I have written nk is equal to like this. And u0 we have taken as linear combination of eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda k. So what can I say about this product? A minus lambda k times I into alpha k times uk. It must be 0 because uk is eigenvector corresponding to lambda k. Therefore, it must be 0, right? Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because ui is eigenvector corresponding to lambda I. And what about mk plus 1? Also, what about mk plus 1? How I can write mk plus 1? It will be a minus lambda 1 times I, a minus lambda 2 times I up to a minus lambda k I, a minus lambda k plus 1 I, and operated on again u0. u0 means my alpha 1 u1 plus so on alpha k u k. Is that okay? So again we will get this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
equal to 0. So therefore we have for I greater than equal to k, mi at u0 must be equal to 0. So this where is that buzzer? Huh? So this therefore equation 1 becomes u at t is equal to summation I is equal to 0 to now instead of n minus 1 it will be up to k minus 1 because of for k greater than equal to for I greater than equal to k it is 0. So ci plus 1 of t mi times u0. Is that okay? So mod of ut we can write less than or equal to summation I is equal to 0 to k minus 1 ci plus 1 of t mi times u0 modulus. Okay, because for I greater than equal to k we are having this mi at u0 is equal to 0. So what can I write? Up to k minus 1 we are having, which is less than or equal to b times delta raised to t summation I is equal to 0 to k minus 1 mod of mi times u0. Why b times delta raised to t? Here. Okay. Or here 1 we can write, here 2 we can write. So equation 2 becomes, and here using 1. Okay. So again this using the matrix norm we get less than or equal to c times delta raised to t mod of u0 for t greater than equal to 0. So as delta is strictly less than 1, as t tends to infinity, since delta is strictly less than 1, as t tends to infinity, c delta raised to t times mod u0 will tends to 0. Therefore, limit t tends to infinity mod of, not mod of, limit t tends to infinity ut must be 0. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Note that this completes our proof. Note that the set S in above theorem is called the stable subspace. For equation 4.4, 4.4 means u at t plus 1 is equal to a times u at t, and it can be shown that every solution of the above system goes to origin as t tends to infinity must have, what is the condition? Must have its initial point, कुठे पाहिजे the initial point? Must have its initial point is in S, that's stable subspace. Okay, is in S. Thus, S can be described as the union of all sequences, say ut, t is equal to 0 to infinity. That's all. The system, which system? U at t plus 1 is equal to a times ut, and satisfy which condition? Limit t tends to infinity ut is equal to 0. So from that theorem we can conclude that all solutions of the system u at t plus 1 is equal to a times ut goes to origin as t tends to infinity, provided that its initial point must be in S. Must be in S means in stable subspace. Is that okay? Now we will take one example. Find the stable subspace for the system u at t plus 1 is equal to a times a is given to be 0.5, 0, 0, 1, 0.5, 0, 0, 1, 2. We want to find the stables of space for this system. So if I want to find stables of space, means I want to find the eigenvalues and generalized eigenvectors corresponding to the eigenvalues for which modulus of lambda I is strictly less than 1. Okay, so first of all we will find eigenvalues. Eigenvalues of matrix matrix A is equal to, say, what is that matrix? 0.5, 0, 0, 1, 0.5, 0, 0, 1 and so how we find eigenvalues? Consider the characteristic equation. What is the characteristic equation? Determinant of A minus lambda I is equal to 0. So what is the determinant of A minus lambda is equal to 0? It is 0.5 minus lambda 0, 0, 1, 0.5 minus lambda 0, 0, 1 and 2, 2 minus lambda, which is equal to 0. Fine. Solve this system. Solve this determinant. What is the determinant? 0.5 minus lambda bracket square into 2 minus lambda is equal to 0. You can see here. This is a triangular matrix again. So what are the eigenvalues? You no need to solve. You can directly say from here also, matrix itself. What are the eigenvalues? Eigenvalues are nothing but the diagonal entries.
0.5.
So this implies what are my eigenvalues? Lambda is equal to 0.5, 0.5 and
2.
2. So eigenvalues whose modulus is strictly less than 1. I want to find now we need to find generalized eigenvectors corresponding to modulus of lambda I to lambda or corresponding to lambda for which modulus of lambda is strictly less than 1. So which are the eigenvalues for which modulus of lambda is less than 1 here? Here I am having two different eigenvalues, 0.5 and 2. So only one eigenvalue is having modulus is less than 1. So here lambda is equal to 0.5, which has modulus of lambda is strictly less than 1. So we find generalized eigenvectors. Eigenvectors corresponding to lambda is equal to 0.5 with multiplicity with what is the multiplicity of 0.5? 2. So it satisfies the equation. So consider the equation What is the equation generalized eigenvector satisfies? A minus lambda I raised to m times v is equal to 0. So v which satisfies this equation is called as generalized eigenvectors corresponding to lambda. So that is, what is my A? A minus 0.5 I raised to 2 times v is equal to 0. Or that is, what is my A? A is my
0.50
0.5 0 0 1
0 1
0.5 0
0.50
0 1
0
2
1 2
minus 0.5 0 0 0.5 0 0 0 0.5 and its bracket square. V will be V1, V2, V3 is equal to 0 0 0. Is that right? So
Yes,
subtract this and find its square. You will get 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 3 by 2 and 9 by 4. Check this. Check this. So what is this? I am getting V1 plus 3 by 2 times V2 plus 9 by 4 times is equal to 0, or plus 6 times V2 plus 9 times V3 is equal to 0. So what is my space? It is the space spanned by the plane. Therefore, the S is the plane spanned by, or the vectors satisfying the equation, which equation? 4 times V1 plus 6 times V2 plus 9 times V3 is equal to 0. Is that right? So if I am having one equation and 3 constants, so 2 constants I have to take, 2 I can take as arbitrary constant, so I can find another one as linear combination of other 2, remaining 2. So it will be a plane. So say V2 is some constant K1 and V3 is some another constant K2. Then V1 can be written as in terms of K1 and K2. Is that okay?
मैम जो मैट्रिक्स का सब्सट्रैक्शन करे ना,
Huh? What is?
सब्सट्रैक्शन करे ना मैम मैट्रिक्स का.
ऐकू नाही येते मला, प्लीज थोडं जोरात बोला.
हेलो मैम.
हाँ
हाँ, वो जो मैट्रिक्स का सब्सट्रैक्शन करे ना, तो वो वाला पॉइंट बताती क्या एक बार?
ये वाला, ये वाला.
हाँ,
ये बोल रहे क्या?
हाँ मैम,
मैम लास्ट की रो देखो ना एक बार.
हाँ, लास्ट वाली रो देखो ना मैम.
0 1 3 by 2 है.
नहीं आ रहा क्या?
मैम
हाँ नहीं आ रहा मैम।
नहीं है.
स्क्वायर लो ना उसका. एक मिनट.
हो मॅडम तरी येत नाही ते.
नाही येते. Okay, let me check. So if I do
Ma'am.
this one, हाँ
लास्ट की रो 019/4 आएगी शायद ना.
एक मिनट में चेक करती हूँ.
ओके मैम.
What will be first? It's 0.5 minus 0.5. So first row is 0 only. Second row is 1, 0, 0,